Hi there, my name is Taylor Copland, and in this video, I want to show you how to use my quote-unquote speed programming show file. Down below, there will be a bunch of timestamps on what we're doing and what part of the video, and also I'm going to leave a link down below with the show file download so everyone who watches this can have access to it. For those who have gotten the show file before I made this video, I've since added a second programming page that has basically just some more space for groups and also more or different variations of positions. This way you don't have to do the pan only and tilt only values, and this might be quicker in your own workflow. And I'll show you how to use both. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to go into the patch, and let's call this testing, sure. Let's go to Martin and grab some quantums, and not off my USB, but off my internal drive. Thank you. Cool, profile, and let's get the extended because we feel like being fancy today. Let's import 10, starting at 101, 101, sure, whatever. Done, and we're done patching. Cool. Now we have our lights. What I like to do is go into the setup once I patched all my lights, go into auto create, select the header here, which will select everything that you've imported in your patch, and create all. Also like to do the same thing for my worlds. This helps for the layout view. Cool. So once we have this, we can click on our color generating macro, just like that. Boom. It is very important that you do not delete any of the pre-existing pools of or presets of the colors. If you do that, all of these color effects will not work and you will have to restart your show file. There is no issue with adding more fixtures in or changing the profile type, and in clicking this color generator macro again and having it regenerate. You can do that, and we'll actually go over that later in this video, just in case that comes up in your day-to-day. Anyways, our next step is to grab all of your groups. So if I had more, I would select more, but I just have the one. And I'm going to hit store and then click on this little layout pool icon right here. And there we go. Now we have our fixtures, and I'll zoom to fit here. I'm also going to add a stage view so I can show you some of the position stuff. So give me just a second to get this all sorted. Okay, so now we have our stage view here. I'm just going to store this here, call it stage, just so we can use that as a reference in the future, and we will back up our show file. I'll also do the save to all drives since I have my USB plugged in and I want it saved. So really quickly, just going to double check that our fixtures turn on. So we'll do that and we'll full. Cool, and I can see their beams. Perfect. If you haven't seen how to make a layout view, I will link a video down below of how to edit this. I'm not going to go into it because I want this video to be relatively short, even though I know it's going to be a decent sized video. So from here, what I would start doing is basically making my positions. So I would go on, have my layout view open. You have your worlds here, which is a way to isolate different fixture groups or types. That way it's easier to make your selections. That's what worlds do, basically summed up. Yeah, so from here, let's start making our positions. So from this screen, right, this main programming screen, what I would do is I would turn on highlights, which is here in the software. Cool, thank you. And let's see. So we'll do the tilt column first. So tilt, I want the home position to be 0, which is going to be straight down. And then to store only a tilt value, I need to go and hit off and then click on the pan value. Now I can hit store, home, and I'll merge over that preset. Now I will tilt these up just a little bit. So maybe let's go on a negative value, isn't it? Yep. So let's say stages 40. Yeah, let's go higher. Let's go negative 60. Yeah, let's say that's the stage value. Now let's go negative 40. I'm indecisive. Okay. Before I store, hold on. Clear that. Make sure I still have my position there. I need to hit off and then hit pan. Now store, stage, merge. Okay, and then from here, negative 80, that seems a little high. Negative 70, that's probably where the audience will be. And then off, pan, store, audience, merge. And the last one is out, or your air. We'll do 100. That's a little too far, so we'll do a straight 90. Sure, I like that. Off, pan, store. Perfect. You merge that. Now we can clear out. Now we take our selection and we go through here. Perfect. And then we'll do the same thing for the pan value. So just as we did with the tilt, we will make our selection, go to pan, hit 0. And instead of going off and hitting pan, we'll hit tilt, and we'll hit store, and we'll hit home, merge. And then for this one, what I like to do is I like to put my lights out just a little bit. And then I like to, we'll do a line, the one with the two little carrots faced into each other. And the first one we need to do is out small. So wow, that is really sensitive. So I'll give it like a little spread. And then off, tilt, store, out small. Okay, and then I will just hit this macro again, and then also enable my that thing, make sure that is selected, and then really fan those out. Off, tilt, then it's store, here, merge. Okay, you get the idea. You do this for every step of the way until you fill up all of them, and then you have 4 spaces to put special positions. Like, I don't know, say you're lighting a drummer or a guitarist or singer or whatever. Anyways, this is really cool because it allows you to mix and match, and you are not restricted to having everything stored in one way. Now, you see here, there's one that says XXX. Now, how you're going to do this is you are going to click on this even/odd value. And you might notice, well, nothing happened. I can still do everything. Well, that's because you need to go over here and you need to hit next. Okay. And now you're alternating. So from here, you're going to go into your pan value. And the first one we'll do negative 35. Oops, psych, we're going to do positive 35. Okay. And then you're going to hit next. And then now we're going to do negative 35. Okay. If you hit set, you'll see you have this nice X. And then we'll come over here to off the tilt value, store, into the X, merge. And now, if you click this little X, when you bring up your lights and your tilt value, oh, look at that. Look how nice it looks. Very cool, very cool, very cool. And you have all these cool little thingos. All right. So from here on out, you can do your gobos, your beams, your prisms, etc., your focus, which I don't know why that was on the wrong page. I need to make sure that is on the correct page. So we are going to store that into here. Please give me all of these, and please. Cool. And we'll do a save to all drives. So that's how you do that. Well, let's check out this one. This one's pretty self-explanatory, I feel like, as well. So we'll bring out our layout view down here. We'll put our stage here. We'll select our lights. And just as before, you just have more space. So like once you import your groups with the auto create menu, and you know it imports a bajillion groups, you have more space here to make your selective groups, because MA is all about selective selections. I also made a video for that. I'll also link down below in the description. If you're curious about that, you can go watch that. Cool. So from here, let's see. So it's straight out stage. That's what this is. And then stage fan in, or you know, straight out stage. Actually, let's make it like come out a little bit with it. And yeah, that's it. You would just hit store, boom, merge. Okay, now we have our alignment stuff here. We'll click this one, stage fan in. So we'll go here, and I made a wonky selection apparently. So we'll select all of those again, go to here, and then we will align, and then, yeah, so the first one is stage fan in. So maybe we do something like this, where they all come in on one point, and we just go here, store, merge, yep. And same thing, but in the opposite direction, make sure that is actually enabled, and then we'll just go here and fan out, store, fan out, merge, and then same thing for the X's. Remember how we did that? We came here, and then we did even slash odd. See, it's still here. Hit next. We're in highlight mode, remember that. And then it wanted us to do positive 35 first, hit next, and then negative 35. Cool. Hit set, make sure we're happy with it. Boom, we are good to store into here. Merge, sweet. And we can do this with all the lights that we want to move. All you have to do is for each group is make your selection, move it to where you want to be. You can store and merge into here, and as long as you're merging and not overriding, you will be able to store all of your moving head groups into these right here. And then from here on out, it's pretty easy. So now we go from stage out, and all we have to do is just tilt it up a little bit more. Say like there, hit store, right there, boom. And what's really cool about this is watch this. So now all we have to do is click on this one. It's already in, and then we will bring it up a little bit. Maybe make a little adjustment because that seems a little much. Maybe a little like that. Now, if we bring this up a little bit more, let's see something like that, right? And then adjust it just a smidge more. If I can get the software to do what I want it to do, sure, that's close enough. There we go. Cool. So you can always do it like that, right? Or you can do it the same way we did it by just copy and pasting these down and then just going left to right. Hope that's pretty simple. I'm not going to spend any more time on this because I feel like the rest is pretty self-explanatory. You have your front of house wash for lighting the crowd and whatnot. If you have any moving headlights that face the crowd. And then you also have your stage wash. Say you had a row of X4Ls on your downstage and you wanted to park them. Well, hey, check this out. I have a park macro. So all you have to do is make a front of house wash group, put it in a position where you want it, using either the special positions here or your stage wash here. And then you come over here and you say, you select your group and you hit park, and that will park your lights so they will not be bothered to move for the rest of the show. There you go. That way you don't accidentally do some funky stuff with it when you're programming or during your live show. All right, so moving on, let's go over the effects. So here there are a bunch of predefined effects that I have built for you. They're pretty basic, but they're enough to get the job done for a lot of clients. Let me make, this is an important note. Don't use these effects. Don't store into executors directly with these effects. And let me explain to you what I mean. Let's say we wanted to use a dim effect, okay? We'll make our selection, right? Or select our group, and we'll select a dim effect that we like. Okay, so we determine we like this one. Now what do? Well, don't just go hit store and save into an executor. That's going to cause issues in the future. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit copy, select your effect, and paste it into another tile. That's why there's all of this space here. So you can fill it up with the effects that you've chosen to use from my selection here. From here, we can rename it to whatever we want. So this is it. Sure. Yeah, we'll name it to that. And then what we need to do is select our groups. Okay. Go and edit the effect, and then hit take selection. You can see the quantity has filled up here, and it says 10, and also it has become a selective effect, which is marked here by the S. Well, now it is okay to take this effect, which now you can just double click to summon, and we can store that into a fader or executor. And now it will work just like we want it to, and everyone will be happy. If you do it the other way, it causes issues, like you're going to have to stomp your effects every time, and that is just not going to be fun to deal with, and your effects will get stuck on. Don't want to deal with it. Don't do it. Same applies for the color effects and the movement effects. Okay. What else do we need to touch on this? Let's act like we need to. Here, we'll turn this off so it's not driving me insane while I'm talking. Okay, let's act like we forgot to add a fixture, or we wanted to change this fixture type. Well, that's okay. Let me show you. So if I go into setup patch, and we'll call it oops with one O and two P's, and we will grab some X4Ls. Sure, we'll grab 5. I like even numbers. 6. Put it in here. Sure. Apply. Save. Done. No issues there. We can go in our auto create menu. You see our X4Ls here. We'll hit create. Cool. And then, oh, that was just for the world. So we'll also do it for the groups. Cool. So now we have our X4L group, which is up here, and our X4L world, as well as our quantums. Okay. So to add these to our layout view, all we have to do is click on our group here, hit store, into our layout view, merge. Do not overwrite, hit merge. If you overwrite, well, I mean, you just have to do it all over again. It's not a big deal. Anyways, we're going to move these down here just so we can see them. Perfect. So let's make this clear. The top 10 are our quantums. The bottom 5 are our new lights. Cool. Glad we're on the same page. So now we can see what worlds do. So if I click on the quantums world, we can only see the quantums. If I do X4Ls, we can only see the X4Ls. And if you're on the full, I can only see the full. Make sure when you're running your show, you're in this full world. If you're only in one of these worlds, only those lights in your rig will respond to what you are trying to do. So if something's not working in your rig and it was working before, probably check this out. Anyway, so if we select our quantums here, we go into our color effects, okay? And we put a color through it and bring up the intensity. You can see, cool, it's all working, looks great. I want to do this with the X4Ls. Okay, well, I'll just grab my X4Ls and, you know, give them full intensity and, well, hold on, why is it not working? Well, this is why. Go over here, click color generator. And now we'll clear that out. Select our X4Ls, turn them on, and there you go. They work just good as new. So no worries about adding new fixtures or changing fixture types. All you have to do is click this color generator command again, and it will fix it. Just make sure you do not accidentally delete one of these, because then it's going to be a bad day for you. All right, so we got that covered. And yeah, just again, with the effects, if you find one you like, copy it, bring it over, select your groups that you want to apply to, edit into it, and hit take selection. Make sure all these are highlighted. So all these should have the amount of fixtures or the quantity of fixtures that you have on it. And then you can take this and you can store it into your executor or fader or whatever. And, you know, everyone will be happy. There you go. Look, you can fade it in and out intensity wise. How cool is that? Okay. One last thing I want to touch on is the speed masters. Okay. So you can see here, we have one for the color effects, which I can slow down and even bring to a stop. I can also speed up, and I have one for movement effects. Okay. Seems pretty self-explanatory. If you want to be able to tap a tempo out, what you are going to have to do is, with your programmer completely cleared out, click store and click on a empty fader. Click on the little top section here that's black. Don't hit the Q box, but the little top section here. Go to Special Master. Scroll down. Go to Masters 3, Speed Master. And then find 3.1 Speed and Color, or 3.2 Movement. I don't really need one for movement. I find movement's fine for the most part, but dim and color I find to be more important, because it's more punchy when it comes to like tempo and being on beats. So I'll do that. And you can see down here, our fader has completely changed. And if we move this here, it's going to move it here as well and vice versa. So now your little button, oh my God, I need to turn off this effect. Actually, no, I'm going to keep it on so we can see what we're doing. So now when we click on this little learn button, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is now going to the beats. And this would be more apparent if I did it with a, let's use a, yeah, we'll off this effect. We'll go to our dim effects. We will select just our quantums. Oops, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to copy our groups of 2 sine wave. Now we're going to select our quantums, edit the effect, and take selection. So this is all it is. Pretty neat, right? And if I start tapping, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you see now it's going to beats. What I find is if you tap on every beat, it goes too fast for my liking. So I like to tap once per bar, which means if we are in a 4 count going 1, 2, 3, 4, I will press the learn button on every 1 count. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if that is too slow for you, then you do every 1 and 3rd count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, until you get the speed you like. Now, say that you need to lock in a specific speed for a cue in a cue stack. Well, no problem. What we can do is say, so what was this one? It was our colors. Okay. So let's say we have this thing that we like and we are obsessed with it. Okay. Like this is the #1 thing, right? So what if we store this into a cue stack? Well, how do I change the speed of this? Well, let's clear this out because we don't need it running anymore. What we are going to do is, so since I just tapped my BPM, I can see exactly where my fader is. And right now it is at 61.5. Now this is on a range of 0 to 255. Okay. So keep that in mind. That is going to be important. So whenever you get to the cue that you want the speed to increase or decrease to, you're going to go over here to the little command section. Okay. And we are going to say SM or special master. Okay. And then we're going to say 3.1 because that is what these have been, or originally were before I renamed them. They were speed 1 and speed 2. So speed master 3, which is a speed master, and 0.1 is identifying which one of the speed masters. And then all we're going to say is at, and then I can see I like it at 65.1. Okay. And I'm just going to take this command. I'm just going to copy it to this first one. And I don't know, we'll make it like 200 just so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So now we have this. I will hit go. And you can see my effect is absolutely flying here. Looks amazing. Everyone loves it. You can see my Speedmaster is at 200 BPM. If I hit go, you can see it will move for me. And now everything is going the correct speed that I like. Use this in your show file if you're doing a cue stack heavy show. And that way you can keep reusing these same effects over and over again without having to fill up your entire pool. I mean, sure, you could go in and you could delete the Speedmaster and just find the rate yourself, or you can do it this way. Whatever floats your goat, it's here for you. Anyways, that is a very quick, well, relatively quick. I know this is kind of a long video, but a rundown of this speed programming show file. I hope this helps you increase your workflow and really, benefits, or saves you time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, everything that you'll need as far as terminology and whatnot will be linked down into the description, as well as the show file, so you can use this for yourself and hopefully save yourself some time. My name's Taylor Copland. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.